Somewhere tonight, a warehouse full of brand new designer handbags, never worn, never sold, is being fed into an incinerator on purpose. This isn't a scandal that leaked out by accident. It's standard operating procedure at some of the most famous fashion houses on earth. One single company admitted to destroying over $36 million of its own unsold stock in a single year. And that was just the year they got caught explaining it. Tonight, we're taking apart exactly why a company would rather burn its own product to ash than sell it for less. This isn't one rogue executive making a bad call. Once you start looking, the exact same practice shows up across nearly every major luxury house. Watches, handbags, perfume, clothing, different brands, different products, the exact same quiet decision made behind closed doors year after year. And once you understand the economics behind it, the decision stops looking insane. It starts looking almost inevitable. Luxury brand isn't really selling a bag or a watch. It's selling the fact that almost nobody else has one. The moment that stops being true, the moment the item shows up half price on a clearance rack, the entire story the price tag was telling falls apart. A customer who paid full price starts wondering why they didn't just wait. A customer eyeing full price starts wondering why they should bother at all. One discounted handbag in the wrong window can quietly erase years of carefully built pricing power, not just on that item, but on the entire line behind it. In 2018, one of the world's most recognizable fashion houses published something almost nobody reads closely: their own annual financial report. Buried inside it was a routine-sounding line: unsold coats, bags, and perfume, worth tens of millions of dollars, destroyed rather than discounted or donated. When journalists actually read that line out loud, it became a global headline within days, and the company publicly promised to stop within months. They weren't the only one doing it. A major watch and jewelry conglomerate was later found to have destroyed hundreds of millions of dollars in unsold timepieces over the years, quietly, off camera. Here's the calculation happening in the background. What does discounting this item cost the brand, versus what does simply destroying it cost? Sell it at a steep discount, and you protect almost none of the brand's pricing power. Every future full-price sale gets a little harder to justify. Destroy it instead, and the loss is contained to exactly one line item on one balance sheet, quietly written off, never seen by a single customer. To an accountant, it's not really about hating waste or loving fire. It's about which number is smaller, the cost of the product or the cost of a damaged reputation for exclusivity. Once the public actually understood what was happening, the reaction wasn't quiet outrage. It was loud, immediate, and impossible to ignore. Customers who'd spent thousands defending these brands as investments felt something closer to betrayal. The scarcity they'd paid for was real, but the waste behind it wasn't supposed to be visible. By 2020, one country had gone further than outrage. A new law made it illegal to destroy unsold non-food goods at all, turning a quiet accounting decision into a criminal one. Banning the headline-grabbing version of the practice didn't end it. It just pushed it somewhere quieter. Some brands now shred garments into unrecognizable scraps before disposal, technically not destroying a finished product, just an unsellable one. Others cut logos out of unsold goods entirely, so nothing can ever be resold under the brand name, then send the remains to landfill under strict confidentiality agreements. The product still never reaches a discount rack. The method just got harder for a journalist, or a law, to catch on camera. This isn't unique to luxury fashion. It's just the version that makes headlines, because the products are beautiful and the price tags are shocking. Fast fashion chains have been caught incinerating tons of returned and unsold clothing every single year, far from any exclusivity argument at all. Major electronics retailers have quietly shredded pallets of brand new, still-boxed return devices, cheaper to destroy than to repackage, inspect, and resell. Different industry, same underlying math. Sometimes protecting a number on a spreadsheet is worth more than the product that number came from. Step back far enough, and this stops being a story about waste. It becomes a story about where price actually comes from. We assume a price tag reflects what something costs to make, plus a fair markup. For a huge amount of what we buy, that's simply not true. The price reflects scarcity, story, and status, deliberately manufactured and defended by whatever means necessary, including a furnace. Understand that, and a $4,000 handbag stops looking mysterious. It starts looking like a very well-run, very deliberate system. None of this means luxury goods are worthless. It means their price and their cost are two almost entirely separate numbers. That gap is exactly why a massive resale and pre-owned luxury market now exists. People quietly arbitraging the difference between manufactured scarcity and actual value. The brands aren't lying to you. They're just very good at making sure you never see the version of the story that includes the incinerator. This is one piece of a much bigger pattern. Industries quietly making decisions that never reach the customer because the customer was never meant to see them. Every single fact in this video is publicly documented: court filings, annual reports, and investigative journalism, not speculation. Next time you see a too good to be true discount rack completely empty of a certain brand, now you know exactly why.